Guys, today I'm going to be reviewing a movie I don't think too many people have seen currently, or last time I checked, there are no reviews of this movie online. I think it's mostly because this movie is rare and didn't have a good distribution. And I'm going to tell you guys how to get this. That's going to be the first part of my review. Well, today I'm going to be talking about Ken Park, filmed by Larry Clark. I'm sorry about the censoring, guys, but we all know how YouTube is about nudity and sex and all that. Now, we can have mindless gore, but anything with sexual content has to be blocked. Anything with boobies or anything like that. So, I got my copy off of Amazon. I get most of my stuff off of Amazon or eBay, and I've had very, very good success with that. There's just a few things I'm not able to find on there. But I'll tell you how to do this. Okay, go to Amazon.com and type in Ken Park, and there will be results. Get the uncut, uncensored, region-free NTSC version of this if you live in the U.S. It's there, and that's the copy I have. This one right here. It is Russian. All the writing and stuff like that is Russian. But this is in English. Like, the menus and everything are already in English, and you really don't need to do anything. I forgot, you might just have to turn the subtitles off, because it's all in English. So, that's it. I mean, that's really simple. So, there you guys go. Maybe there will be another review of this after I'm done. That'd be cool. I'd like to see your thoughts on this movie, because this movie is very controversial and I'd say complex, even. Now, one of the reasons why I'm doing this review is because I had a somewhat negative response to my video review of Gummo, and I do realize it was an extremely opinionated review, and that was just my thoughts on it. Someone said, you didn't understand this movie. It wasn't supposed to have a plot, the characters weren't likable. It's supposed to just be little vignettes of the characters' lives. And I said, oh really? Because I kind of do like movies like that. Especially Ken Park. So I'm going to be talking about it. Now, this movie starts off with a kid in California. This movie takes place in California, so this movie kind of rips on California a little bit, you know, just relationships and stuff like that. Nothing serious or anything. This kid's skateboarding around town, listening to music, and he eventually ends up at a skate park. And it is there that he pulls out a gun and shoots himself in the head. And he records it. And it's in the middle of the skate park while everyone's skating. And then from there, we see 4 people's lives that were connected to him somehow. I think they were his friends. It wasn't really explained too well. I will not do spoilers, okay? And if I do, I will definitely be doing the hand waving thing. I'm going to talk about one thing that confused me. So if anybody's seen this movie, I would like you to explain something to me. All I'm going to say about, spoiler-wise, about the stories is that the stories might start out disturbing, but they escalate into very disturbing. All of the stories I felt were disturbing in one way or another. So the first character is a kid. He's actually the guy on the cover of the movie, if you can even see that. But he is in a relationship with an older woman, a MILF, I guess you guys would say. I would say that too. And that's that. And another character has a very poor relationship with his father. He's always calling him like a queer and whatnot. And he like breaks his skateboard and stuff. Another character is a girl whose father is strict and still misses his late wife. And she looks exactly like her mother, so he kind of sees his wife in her, and she's his like prized possession, but he doesn't know that she's a nympho, and she's horny as all hell. Then the last character is I'd say the most disturbed. He's the only character I even remember. His name's Tate, and he has an extremely violent and angry relationship with his grandparents. He lives with his grandparents. He's always yelling at them, accusing them of cheating at board games and whatnot. It seems like the kid doesn't really have too much of a life. He's kind of a psycho. like I said, the character stories all escalate, and becomes pretty alarming, all the endings. But now here's a question for you guys that have seen this movie. Alright, spoiler. And I'd recommend you don't watch this because I really want you guys to watch this movie. Okay, anyway. The end of the movie, like the last scene, when the kids are all together, well, 3 of them anyway, and they're all kind of just having sex and whatnot. It's like, how did they get there? Because based on the girl's story and one of the guy's stories, they shouldn't really be there because of what happened to them. And it's like nothing happened, but they talk about how Tate murdered his grandparents. And it's very, like, it's a very surreal scene. I'm not sure if that's actually happening or if it's kind of just like an aside from the story. And I'd just like someone to explain it to me, like what exactly happened, or if it's not explained, or whatever. Alright, spoiler over. In the end of the movie, we find out why Ken Park killed himself. And I think the reason why they show us that is because all these kids' lives are more messed up than Ken Park's life was. And Ken Park's the guy that shot himself. And it's kind of funny, sort of. And the message is, no matter how screwed up your life is, someone else's life is even more screwed up, and they're still living through it, and they're still trucking. That's the message. Larry Clark is often accused as being a pedophile because he always has a lot of nudity and sexual content in his films. I could definitely see that in this movie because it was gratuitous and pornographic and pointless, I felt. Because there's graphic masturbation, graphic ejaculation. At the end of the movie, there's some explicit shots of penetration that really don't need to be there at all. Like, they hired actors that looked like the kids, or something like that, just so that they could have sex. And I thought it was very pointless and just distasteful. So, Larry Clark, shame on you. And because of those scenes in this movie, that's the reason why this film wasn't distributed everywhere. I mean, this thing was banned in, like, Australia and whatnot. This thing didn't have anything in the U.S. at all. Like I said, my copy's from Russia, of all places. I've never bought anything from Russia. And Larry, if you want to release this and you actually want to make some money, I'd go trim it down a little bit. You know what scenes I'm talking about. And you'll be able to get an R rating with this. And I'd like to see this movie get more credit than it has, because no one ever talks about it. There are some famous actors in this movie, you know, just people in little roles. There were a couple people that I'd seen before. It's like, oh, I've seen that guy in this before. And it was weird still, because, I mean, like I just said, this movie didn't get distributed anywhere. It's like, what happened? Why didn't... I mean, it's because of the sexual content, like I said. So, Larry, just trim out those scenes. Definitely check out this movie. You can get it for like $20. It's definitely worth it. And thank you guys for watching this review. Thank you for all your support. And I'll see you guys later. And good night. And yeah, happy nostalgia.